All my life, I wanted to be a singer-songwriter. There's no other feeling when you write a good song and that you're 100% happy with. It's like it gives you like a natural high. I could be having the worst day or going through my own life problems or whatever, but when you go on stage, it's sort of there's a switch that clicks, and you become the performer, the entertainer, not the Cameron that I am personally. You become singer. I actually get a lot of nerves when I go on stage. I get a little bit of anxiety every single time. It doesn't matter how big the audience, how small the audience is. It's like a natural high. You don't want to come off the clouds, pretty much. It's a great feeling. So I grew up in the country, and when I went to my grandparents' place, they lived on acreage. And so I guess country music it relates to me, the way I live my life and the way I am as a person. My influence in a lot of things with life in general has been from my grandfather. I used to sit and listen to my grandfather play music, and my uncles play music as well. He used to sit there with his Akuba hat and play his guitar, and I thought that was cool. That was really cool. I guess as a kid, I saw him as my hero, my role model. Packing my guitar into the guitar case, and my grandfather said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to go busking. And he said, don't tell anyone you're a Cusack. So I went busking outside of a ice cream shop, and all of a sudden the newspaper came down to do a little interview. The first thing I said, I'm the grandson of Janice and Jim Cusack. So when I got home then, my grandfather was watching me count all my money. He asked me how much money was there. I said $100. And he said, did you tell anyone you're a Cusack? I said, make sure you read the paper this week. And I think he was proud of me then. I had trouble focusing at school a lot with schoolwork, so I had hobbies. Soccer was a big part of my childhood. My dad said that to choose between soccer and music, I started busking in Tamworth and got my foot in the door that way, to then playing at meet and greets for artists such as Troy Gassett-Ailey and Adam Harvey and Becky Cole, and eventually after that I started touring with Troy Gassett-Ailey and playing little gigs, little shows with him. That sort of was the start of my sort of music career, where it really kicked off. There was a time when I was researching this Camerata School of Country Music on the internet, and my geography teacher came over to me and said, you need to focus more on your schoolwork. Music is always going to be a hobby for you. I had to go see the principal, and they talked to me about my future, and I said, no, I want to play music. That's all I want to do. After I went to this School of Country Music, I came back to school and ended up doing gigs with Troy Gassett-Ailey whilst in school, and I would talk about this. My mum got called into school one day, and the teacher said to my mum that I was telling lies, saying I'm playing gigs with, famous country singers. And mum said, look on YouTube, he's all over YouTube playing with these country singers, he's telling the truth.
This young man I met at a steakhouse here last year. I went over to that one that's near the Trek here, and he was singing in the corner. And I went up and asked him about some of the things that he liked and the sort of stuff that he liked to sing. When he said Merle Haggard, I said, you better come to my show. Please welcome Mr. Cameron Cusack.
Yeah.
From those
definitely.
early days when you were out busking on the street, did you ever
Yeah.
imagine you'd be getting up to where you are now? You're touring around with major acts, major festivals. It's really great.
Yeah, well, as a kid, I used to go to like Troy Cassar shows or Keith Urban shows, and I'd say one day I want to be up there. And then one day I was up there playing with Troy Cassar on his tours, and it all just ticked the boxes off. It's like the bucket list. I was always going to be a musician and tour and play gigs. In 2017, I had a very challenging experience where I was touring outback Queensland, and on my way to a festival gig down near a place called Emerald. And I usually used to drive through the night because there was no cars on the road. It was cooler, and I enjoyed it, And one night I did have a car accident. I hopped out of the van and collapsed, and couldn't work out why I couldn't walk. An hour and a half later, I was airlifted to Townsville, and that put a bit of a stop to my music for about 6 months. I couldn't walk for 6 months, and I had to do physio, and after it all healed and had surgery, and it was quite a challenging time because when you can't make money, your only source of income was playing music, and next minute everything's just stopped. 2018 then I booked another tour, and I did one of the biggest tours I've ever done. I played most nights of the week, the whole year almost.
They're gonna know who we are. There's no stopping us now. Ball games or dive bars. They're gonna know who we are in this town. They're gonna know who we are.
I didn't really finish the recovery of my car accident that time too, so I did push myself way too hard, and I did get exhaustion after the tour, and that came into 2019. I slowed down a little bit 2019. Then we had the whole COVID thing. Then there was a bit of a stop then again with my career over that period of time as well. But it was a challenging time, and I got through it, and I can walk. So there's this one in particular night. I was in a very very dark place, and I guess at the time I premeditated how the night would go. I wanted to play one last show, and at that show itself, I was actually happy and happy with what I've achieved in my life, and I was okay with things to finish like that. And I guess that night was like, there was so much bad things that have happened in the last 2 years that it all bottled up, and I was over it. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to play the game anymore. I was done, and I was happy with the achievements that I had achieved. And I finished the gig knowing that that's it, and I went back to the hotel room, and it's not the fact that I didn't do it in the end and I'm here, it's that I did. I OD'd on pills, on Oxycontin. At that time, I called my dad, and it was a hard conversation to have with him, to say sort of like goodbye. Yeah, the sun came up, and a friend came and found me, and I'm here still. Well, it was a hard one, because I wanted to go, but then I didn't. So I was what do you call it, agitated more so, or upset that it didn't happen, and then I felt as though I can't even succeed at doing that, like ending your life, I suppose. And it was a hard time. And then now today I'm so glad it didn't happen. I'm so glad I'm here. Like I'm really happy that I'm still here. It didn't go the way I planned it that night. Called my dad because when I did it, I thought everything was going through my head. Then I thought I made a big mistake, and then I thought how at the time I didn't really think about anyone else, and then when the time happened, I thought about my family and how it would make them feel. So I don't know, he's the first person I call because he's always very calm, and I don't think he ever judges me. I could talk to him about things where I couldn't talk to, say, my mum about, because I think he reacts differently. He reacted differently as well, and I just remember his voice on the phone. It was so sad and worried at the same time, but he spoke to me like normal. He didn't make me feel bad about how I was feeling. And I guess that's how, I ended up in that situation too, because I didn't know who to talk to. And it was only at that moment that I thought, to call my father. Many months went by after that, and I guess my drinking became a bit more of an issue after that. Once again, drinking was a coping mechanism to, deal with life and the struggles I had at the time. And it got to a point where I was going to shows, and I was intoxicated going to shows and playing shows I don't remember as well. And then having people recognise that I had a drinking problem as well. Went to the year changed, and after the New Year's Eve that year, I without anyone asking me to, I put myself into a rehab program, and stopped drinking, pretty much cold turkey, stopped using any substances, and did that for, it was a 3-month sort of program, and it's been a really good thing for me.
How many years has it been?
1 year. 1 year. Yeah.
So it's been a big year.
It's been a big year. Big year. I wanted to control how much I drink, and be able to, have a few drinks with family or friends, and that's okay. That's enough. Not binge drink and then lose days and lose, and important things as well in life. Like the meetings or work, or miss things like that. So I guess now, like I can have a beer. I can have a beer in the pool after work, or with my friends or with family, and that's it. That's cool. And since controlling my alcohol sort of misuse, I've been able to focus on life things, and also my career. And with my career, this I've managed to record new songs, do film clips, do a national tour, and come home and be healthy as well. So it's been a big year, but a very successful year, I'd say. Now today I'm in a very happy place, really good. I enjoy living life. I can see a brighter future for myself, and music has always been my passion, the thing I love the most, and it makes me feel good to play music. And I'm me when I'm playing music. I'm me when I'm on stage, and more me than I am any other time. And that's always been my dream, is to be a singer-songwriter. I want to keep pursuing this dream as a singer-songwriter.